Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Football Update. The HD man is here. We are here to update you of what is going on and how the transfer market is going on. Finally, Arsenal are finalizing a deal. Finally, Arsenal are concluding a deal. But before we dive into the detail, please do me a favor by subscribing to our channel, share, like, and don't forget to comment. Please do me a favor by subscribing to our channel. Now, let's dive into the detail. Arsenal are finally finalizing a deal for NNYPAN. Yes, NNYPAN is a player coming from a Norwegian league. He's a Norway player. He's been playing for a Norwegian league. Arsenal has been tracking him. You know, yesterday the news broke from the Athletic that Arsenal are in advanced talk to sign the player. But now, as I'm speaking to you now, the player has chosen Arsenal over Manchester City because Arsenal are not the only club interested in this player. Manchester City are interested. Arsenal are interested. Currently, the player and his agent are currently in England talking to Arsenal and the Manchester City. But he has chosen Arsenal over Manchester City. One of the reasons he chose Arsenal is because of Martin Odegaard. According to the news, Martin Odegaard has been working seriously behind the scene to convince the player and his agent to come to Arsenal. Yes, this is one of the reasons. Martin Odegaard has played a vital role to convince the player and his agent to choose Arsenal over Manchester City. Another reason is that Manchester City are trying to sign him, to send him on loan for one of their clubs and bring him back later. But Arsenal are promising him to sign him now, not as a feeder team, but to include him in their first team. They have shown him the pathway to enter their first team. So the player feel that Arsenal project is suitable to him. He accept Arsenal project and he want to play for Arsenal. That is one of the reasons he accept Arsenal over Manchester City. That means Arsenal are now finalizing the deal to sign the player. But the question remains, is this what Arsenal really want now? Yes. What do you think? Is this the kind of player Arsenal really need now? This NNYPAN is an attacking midfield. To be honest with you, I don't know anything about him. But according to the news, he's an attacking midfield. He can play as attacking number 8, or attacking number 9, or as a first 9, or even as a winger. But don't forget, he is still 18 years old. He's still a top prospect coming out from Norwegian League. Is he going to affect Arsenal season now? I don't think so. You know, according to the video, honestly, he said that Arsenal are seriously trying to bring in player, and he believes that Arsenal are going to sign somebody in this January. But the player that Arsenal are going to sign is not yet unknown. As for me, I don't believe that NNYPAN is the player that Arsenal are going to sign this January. They are signing the player is for the future, not now, because it's not going to affect their season. He never play in any top European league. You're just playing for Norwegian league. So he's not going to do much for Arsenal now. I believe Arsenal need to sign a top attacking player who can affect their season, who can score goal, who can make assists, who can create chances, who can do all sorts of things in the attacking phase of Arsenal. So I think Arsenal are going to still bring somebody in this January, not this Southern Pan. Don't get me wrong, he's a very nice and top prospect, but right now he's not ready to affect Arsenal season. But let's watch and see. After signing him, let's see what Arsenal are going to do next. But I believe Arsenal are going to do something next. Another player that has been linked seriously to Arsenal today is JESuS from Brazil. JESuS is another striker coming from Brazilian league. This player has been spotted by Edu when Edu was a sporting director at Arsenal. According to the news today, Arsenal is seriously monitoring the situation. Yes, maybe they are trying to bring him in as alternative, because according to the news, Arsenal are cooling down their intention of trying to force and bring in Benjamin Sesko this January. Because of why? Their club Leipzig are insisting that the player are not for sale in this January. And Arsenal are not ready to spoil the relationship between the two clubs, because they know that Sesko is their top target and they are ready to go back there in the summer and bring him in. So they are not ready to spoil the relationship to force and bring the Sesko to Arsenal now. That is why they are cooling down their intention of doing something now. Maybe they are interested to bring JESuS now as an alternative to help them do something. Though he's not a prolific goal scorer, but according to his profile, he's a striker who can also play as a winger. So he can help Arsenal do something. One of the news going around today. Arsenal are very, very interested in monitoring the situation, whether to bring him in now or to wait till the summer. Another player that Arsenal are seriously linked, that player that linked to Arsenal today is Victor Osimhen. You remember in this January, Arsenal have contacted Osimhen camp and they have discussed with Osimhen himself. They inquire about the situation of the player. The only problem there is that Osimhen as a player is not interested in coming on a loan. He only interested in coming on a permanent deal. That's one of the problems. But Arsenal only needed a loan. Sorry. So Osimhen is not interested in coming on a loan. Another problem is that Napoli want at least 60 to 70 million euros to allow them to sign Osimhen now. Arsenal willing to go that high to pay 60 to 70 million for Victor Osimhen. That's another problem. So that's problem for Arsenal for Victor Osimhen right now. But the truth is that the Arsenal are seriously working on the transfer window. According to the Athletic, they are going to bring players in this January. Even if you watch Arteta press conference, you will find out when he was asked which player are they trying to bring in, are they going to bring a fourth player? You will that Arteta himself is looking frustrated. The way he's sounding, the way he's answering the question is like he's sending out message to the board. to let them know that he seriously needs an attacking player, because he said it countless times that they are short